comments made the other day by Anthony Edwards have to be some of the most ignorant, uninformed comments that have ever been made about the historical NBA. Sorry, but not only were there players that had skill, they would eat Ant-Man's lunch. Folks, I just turned 67 years old, so I've seen a constant stream of good players down through the decades. I'm objective enough that I will give each player his due on an individual basis, but I have also played and coached basketball, so I think I have a pretty good idea of what skills is and who has skill and who does not. No, Ant-Man. Not every player today has skill. You are basing your evaluation on the modern wide-open style of basketball, where defense is rarely played, and where even the average player can look like a superstar at times. Case in point, you were pretty damn good against the Nuggets, but the Mavericks shut your ass down and made you look like a non-skilled player. So for you to critique skill in other players is somewhat laughable. Trust me, players back 20, 30, 40, even 50 years ago had plenty of skill. Many of them much more skill than you possess. And let's not base skill just on physical ability. Part of skill is knowing how to win, having a killer mentality where you decide you will not lose. MJ and Kobe weren't the only ones who had that mentality. There were plenty of others. Now, just to set the record straight, let me introduce you to some players from the past who had skill equal to or greater than yours. Just sit tight. Connie Hawkins. Julius Erving. Earl the Pearl Monroe. George Gervin, the Iceman. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Dominique Wilkins, the Human Highlight Film. It may be beneficial for the Ant-Man to do a little historical research on the NBA before doing any more interviews. It might just keep him from looking like an idiot. Right now, he simply looks like a clown, and he's not the only one. A lot of these younger dudes, who never saw any of the 80s era, and even the 90s in some case, play in real time, have absolutely no experiential context to evaluate the players in that era. People like myself, on the other hand, have seen all the players mostly talked about. I've seen the 60s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s on forward. I have personal, experiential knowledge as opposed to some moron watching a few highlight videos of former players. To say that Michael Jordan was the only player with skill is the epitome of ignorance. Since those words might be too advanced for Ant-Man, let me put it another way. You are a total dumbass. The sad thing is, before those statements, I actually liked Anthony and rooted for him. But now, I just want to see him get his ass kicked every time he plays. How can you be considered the face of the league when you don't know the history of the league, nor give the due respect to those who preceded you? The thing is, I haven't even mentioned very skilled players like Elgin Baylor, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Oscar Robertson, James Worthy, John Stockton. Sorry, son, but you wouldn't hold a candle to those players. The truth is, if you played back in their era, you'd be just another good player, and you would get your ass kicked on a regular basis.